Friends and clients, family, Stock Jeff Camarda, good Sunday afternoon. This is a special report, of course. It is now Sunday, March 22nd. It's a special weekend report. As stock markets around the world have continued to suffer, and the cracks that began in the bond and even money market markets a few weeks ago have widened and gotten more troubling. The mounting U.S. virus numbers are grim. They'll get much worse. And the news reporting them will scare the bejesus out of folks. They're going to get really worse. Millions are clearly going to now catch this, though for most of us, thankfully, it will be mild. The Fed and governments around the world are pulling out all the stops to soften a massive recession that is sadly already here. Businesses are closing and big layoffs have begun and will get much worse as this unfolds. Unemployment is already starting to spike, and we ain't seen nothing yet. While Camarda still expects the recession and bear market to be short, they will be extremely severe and impact millions before it's over. The economy and the markets will still be hurting, if not in the tank, come the presidential election, which we expect will be mightily influenced by the black swan turn of events. This, of course, has very dramatic policy implications and may see Americans face sharply higher tax rates even sooner than Camarda has been expecting for some time. This risk of higher taxes is exacerbated by the cost of the colossal stimulus. We're already sitting on huge record deficits, and by piling tons more, trillions really, of expense on now, the U.S. government's very creditworthiness is now in question, which is one reason why Treasury bonds have lately plunged. Very unusual behavior. Stocks go down, bonds usually go up as a safe haven. That hasn't been happening lately, and so the carnage in some of the bond markets has been even worse. Very bad sign. This is huge. This is huge. Has dramatic ramifications and implications as we process through this. As an aside, please carefully consider 401k and Roth conversions and other tax tactics as we chew through this. Also confer with your tax advisor regarding income and estate tax control planning. Things are changing fast, and they are changing big time. On investments, the Camarda team is been working through the weekend and examining various scenario tactics, and will probably suggest global client changes beginning next week. That's tomorrow, right? As Kim and I have worked through the weekend, it's apparent that the odds of a very intense global recession, some are even using the word depression, are mounting. Massive layoffs have already been announced, and many more will surely follow. New York City's hospital system is already swamped. It's deluged with cases, and the worst is still far yet to come. This pattern will surely repeat in many cities and regions across the country. It is now clear that Americans, officials and citizens alike, did not take this dire threat seriously and were woefully unprepared. Sadly, many still are. They still aren't taking this seriously, and even if they don't catch it, they're spreading like wildfire and really, threatening the rest of us. It's reprehensible. So I fear that our country is going to pay a very, very dear price for this lack of preparation and respect for this threat. And while we are convinced, Camarda is convinced that we'll get through this and eventually go higher, in the near term, we are quite concerned, that the mounting bad news will hammer the markets much worse even than we've already seen. And that's saying something. This is shaping up to be no ordinary bear market. It may be worse than 2008. And while the economy was in supercharged mode just before it hit, like a month ago, I mean, the economic numbers are still good, but they're not telling us what's going to happen or what actually is happening now. They're historical. I was in supercharged mode before it hit. The economy, the world economy, the American economy will be in tatters very soon. It's already tearing. These are unprecedented times. Because of this, Camarda is considering unprecedented action, such as using market timing, options hedging, and option speculation across the board for clients that want this. In this new world, we see 4 potential strategies that we're refining and developing as I speak through Sunday afternoon into Monday. Number 1, stand pat and wait for the recovery, right? That's textbook response. And in most bear markets, it's the appropriate response. I'm not so sure it is this time. Number 2, sell all or part and wait to hopefully get back in lower. time the market get out now, market will eventually bottom. I'm sure it'll eventually bottom, get back in later. Number three, use a portion of your portfolio to hedge with put options that sell some stuff off, take the cash, buy put options that should go up if the market goes down more. Now, no such options can result in complete losses if on the price that you pay for them, depending on the market trajectory during the time before the options expire. Number four, sell everything, go to cash, and speculate on a continued drop with some of the cash by buying put options. Now, folks, this is, in over 30 years, you've never, ever heard me talk like this. But the world is changing at blinding speed, and what has worked in the past and gotten us through may not work now. If we do this, the executions won't be perfect. The trading world is already hampered by work-at-home folks and disorderly markets that freeze sometimes. You can't get a hold of a trader, but the circuit breakers go off. These are not normal times. So it's not going to be perfect execution. Clients that want to deviate from their portfolios and their documented investment policy statements with us are going to have to appreciate the risks, and I'll have to acknowledge them with us in writing before we pull the trigger. The timing of trades will be scattershot. Prices will be all over the board. Again, this is going to be very, very sloppy, but it's the best we can do in these markets. And these ideas may not work. Now, let's face it, we could be now at a market bottom, and making such changes could cost a lot of money. Each client is going to have to decide for themselves with our input. All we can do is the best that we can do. The world would not have changed this fast if bloody aliens had landed on the White House lawn last month. This is just unprecedented. It's science fiction movie stuff. We're living through it. We have to do the best that we can. This time, I can't emphasize enough, is really different. We've never seen a pandemic in a world with such a tightly linked capital structure, where billions of humans invest in the markets and care and make decisions that affect it. This is not the Spanish flu after World War I. It's a totally different world, a world where information is disseminated at the speed of light, and not just, a headline here or there. I mean, anything you want to look at the speed of light. It's a whole new world. For now, please be smart, be safe. We will get through this. I assure you that we will get through this. I'll have another update tomorrow after the team has had the opportunity for more input and we start to get more specific on some of these strategy ideas. I don't expect to do anything tomorrow, Monday. I think it's going to be a very bloody Monday. You should probably prepare yourself for that as the market adjusts this very, very bad stream of news we've had over the weekend. But there will almost certainly be a bounce. There almost always is. And if we pull the trigger on any of this stuff, I plan to ride the very next bear market rally that we can catch. And there are a lot of rallies in bear markets. The market never goes straight down. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, lower, higher, rather lower lows, but lower highs. But there's still highs in there. We'll hope to catch one of those. Also, your family and friends are no doubt as concerned as you are with most financial advisors. If you can reach them, likely to be taking a deer in the headlight stance on this crisis, please feel free to pass this video or email on to them in case they want to take a look at some of these ideas. And do please try to be of good cheer. As FDR said, we have only fear to fear, so don't get sucked in by it. The only thing you control is your mental attitude, your decisions, how you choose to react and make decisions and interact with the world. So make sure you stay positive and upbeat. This will pass. Keep your health and love your family and your God. Don't forget, these are your real treasures. But I appreciate that we are also responsible to look after your other treasures, and we're working real hard on the rest of your treasure. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We'll keep grinding away and have another report for you tomorrow. God bless you all. Good night.